Facing questions from a skeptical press, Prime Minister and Minister for Finance Philip J. Pierre addressed concerns about the government's ability to finance the recent announcement of tens of millions of dollars in tax refunds dating back to 2015 for St. Lucian taxpayers. The refunds were articulated in the 2023 budget. Pierre assured the media that the plan was not a fiscal sleight of hand, but rather a direct result of sound financial management and responsible budgeting.
So, just to be clear, you're not a magician. You didn't go to St. Kitts, to the ECCB, and have the money printed magically.
No, this is a promise the government made, and the government prioritized to pay the taxpayers the refunds.
So it's not a loan.
It's not a loan. It's nothing from the Saudi, nothing. It's the government's, for its prudent financial management, can pay the taxpayers their return, which is due. And tell you something, there were many taxpayers who they didn't even worry to go and collect their refund checks. So now we ask them to collect it. So there's no magic. The magic in saying that something we just pull out of the hat, we didn't. It was a budget statement by the Prime Minister in part of the whole tax reform situation. We also talk about amnesties. We seem to forget that. We waived all the penalties and fines on people, even on VAT.
The Prime Minister, who is gobsmacked by the torrent of misinformation, emphasized the government's commitment to fiscal responsibility.
The tax refunds was in the budget statement. Remember, we said in the manifesto that we would have given $4,000 of tax refunds. Anybody further we paid. We came back, and not well. We came back. The Minister of Finance came back and said we could not do $4,000 because of cash flow problems. But we paid over 2,000 people, I think $2,000 or less or something of that nature. That was in the budget statement. That was in the budget statement. And we also said that we're going to continue doing it. We're doing it this year, and there seems to be a problem.
Pierre acknowledged the skepticism surrounding the announcement, particularly given the historical challenges successive governments had faced in addressing the backlog of tax refunds.
You know, the surprising thing is that I don't know whether we follow what the Minister of Finance says, you know. I see a big fuss now being about tax refunds, where you get the money from tax refunds, a big fuss. I know St. Lucia is surprised. I know that. I expect him to be surprised. But that was a budget statement the Minister of Finance made. You see, when the Minister of Finance reads a budget statement, so I know before that Ministers of Finance have put taxes on, promised to put it in the lockbox, never put it, and that has continued with them. But this Minister of Finance, why is the Minister of Finance? When I make a pronouncement, I made a pronouncement about health and security levy. Everybody has forgotten what I said, deliberately. I heard somebody say it on the radio, it wasn't in the budget. And the sad thing is that people are allowed to say this and get away with it. That was a big part of the funding of the budget.
The Prime Minister says, since assuming office on a People's First platform, has touted financial stability, accentuating the importance of streamlining government operations, eliminating unnecessary spending, and revenue-generating measures. The Pierre administration has vowed to explore new avenues for generating income, such as attracting foreign investment, efficient resource allocating, and ensuring public funds are used effectively and transparently. Pierre emphasized the positive impact this program will have on the lives of taxpayers and the overall economy. Joachim Duplessis, HTS News Force.